guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For you today, I have a super easy hair tutorial so you can get this really big curly head look, and I'm only using one hot tool. So stick around and I'll show you how to get the look. So this happens to be my most requested video to date. Like, I don't do many hair tutorials. In fact, I don't think I've ever done a hair tutorial on my YouTube channel before, but it makes sense to kick it off with this one because honestly, every time I post a picture of me with this massive blonde curly hair look, all of you guys are asking me how I do it. And it's actually super simple, and I thought I'd just sit down and film a video on how to get the look because it only involves one tool and it takes about 20 minutes depending on how much hair you have. And the tool that I use to do it is actually super cheap, and when I say cheap I mean like $19.99 cheap. So let's get into it. I don't have naturally curly hair, but my hair definitely is wavy, so it does hold a curl pretty nicely. But the thing about these chopstick stylers, which I'm going to show you in a second, is the curls are so tight and concentrated, like corkscrew curls, that it can actually take straight hair into curly hair and actually maintain it pretty well. This is the chopstick styler, and this is a product made by Lee Stafford, who's like a celebrity hairstylist. And as you can see, the barrel is really thin, pretty much like a chopstick. That's, I guess, where it gets its name from. And quite weirdly enough, when I first picked this up, I noticed that it's like a square or like rectangular barrel, not a round one. And the reason it's got a square barrel is because apparently when you're wrapping your hair around and the heat's running through the wand, the rectangle shape actually helps you hold the curl more rigidly than if it was like a spherical barrel, if that makes sense. It's really small, really dainty. It goes up to temperatures of like 200 degrees. It's ceramic plated. So yeah, I mean, it's just really effective and super easy to do. So there's a few products I use to sort of prep the hair and then keep it as big, bouncy and curly as possible afterwards, which I'm going to show you now. To start with, I mean, you can use any sort of heat protection spray, but I definitely would recommend using it. You are putting your hair through, you know, a lot of heat intensity when using any sort of hot tool. My favorite product at the moment is the Windle and Moody fortifying spray. I absolutely love this because it's chock full of vitamins, which is going to help nourish the hair as well as protect it. This is also a really good product if you've got fine hair like me and you're trying to create volume, because it actually volumizes and gives body at the same time as protecting. So kind of a win-win for me. So to get started, you're just going to section your hair. I tend to start from the bottom and work up the way. I work in 3 sections. I haven't got a ton of hair, like it's quite fine, so 3 sections work for me. But if you've got more hair, you might need to section it into maybe 4 or 5, but for me we're going to do 3. So I just above the ears separate out the first section like that. Nothing's ever too precise when I do my hair, to be honest. I just kind of throw it up. I mean, I will get everything eventually. So once the hair's sectioned, I usually have like a tangle teaser on hand just to make sure that I'm brushing through the strands so everything's like sitting straight and at the same length before I go in with the styler. You actually don't have to wait for this to heat up. It heats up like really quickly. In fact, it's almost ready. So then I'll take like an inch of hair, roughly this much, and take the barrel, put the end of the barrel towards the root of the hair, just here, and then just wrap. And you're gonna wanna wrap it around pretty tight so you get that really nice tight corkscrew. So when it comes to the end, I tend to hold the hair. Sometimes if it's a smaller bit of hair, it does just hold on its own, but I like to hold it anyway. And also, you'll need to have hold of the end because when you unwrap it, you'll see what I mean in a second. So after about 10 seconds roughly, depending on the amount of hair you've got, you just sort of unwrap. And voila, corkscrew curl. So once you've completed your first layer or row of curls, then what I like to do is reach for a spray. Right now I'm using the Umberto Giannini Weatherproof Finish because this is an anti-humidity, so if it's going to be like a little bit damp or humid outside, it's still going to keep the hold intact. And then what you need to do is just basically spray the curls that you've done. And this is like just to sort of set them and hold them in place, so as they cool down they get used to being in that really tight spiral. So once you've sprayed them, resist the temptation to run your fingers through them or brush them out, because you want to keep them as tight and curly like this as possible, almost like setting them. can see, like these 1-inch sections work for my hair because my hair's pretty fine. If you do have thicker hair or longer hair, you might find that you need to reduce the size of your sections just because the wand might not be able to hit like and heat style all the hair as you like wrap it round. So just bear that in mind. Also, this is the reason why you need to keep hold of the end of the hair, because if you lose it, sometimes it's tricky to get the barrel off the hair and it's like can be a bit of a struggle, so always keep hold of that end and unwrap it, otherwise you could end up in a little bit of a sticky situation where the barrel's in your hair and your hair's burning and like it's a bit of a nightmare and just like the world's gonna end because your hair's stuck on the barrel. We all remember what happened to that girl Tori when she left the tong in too long and her hair literally just fell off. I don't want to scare you guys, but just make sure you hold on to the end because then it's a lot easier to unwrap the curl and you can control it a lot better. So it's about this stage when your curls are starting to obviously take over your head, and I've done this look before, and before I've brushed it out, people have been like, "You really gonna go out like that?" I'm like, no, of course I'm not gonna go out like this. This looks mental. I look really mental, like a doll. So resist the urge to, again, brush anything out. You wanna keep it intact, but yes, you will look pretty funny for the next half an hour. And we're done. Dun, 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 dun. As I said previously, you're gonna look like a little bit of a knob at this stage, but it's fine. So I'm gonna just finish off with some spray. So the next step, you want to go out like this and you're done, you think you look great, then by all means out you go. But I personally like to now zhuzh these up so they look super big and bouncy. So the next step, once you've sprayed it all, is to separate the curls. Now I tend to work from the bottom up again. So I'll just take the bottom curls and I'll just run my fingers through every curl. Just using my fingers at this stage. I don't need a brush to back comb yet. So there you go. That was easy, that was just done with fingers. Now, curls have a tendency, once they are flounced up throughout the day, they kind of like to nestle back in with their other curly friends and like just sit. So you will find if you don't put any product in at this point, it will eventually just sort of like go back and look a little bit more sleek. So in order to stop that from happening, I like to use a matte sort of texturizing spray. If you do have a dry shampoo, this also works. Basically what you want to do is take all the like shiny silkiness out of the hair so it's a little bit more grippy, and when you like fluff it up like this, it's gonna have more like grip and hold to stay that way. So I like to use the Windle and Moody matte texture spray. I really love this one because it's not too powdery like dry shampoo, it's invisible, but it is also going to create body and it creates that grippy hold that you need in order to like keep the volume throughout the day. Once I've flounced the curls up, I just take the spray and I just go through. It smells so good. It smells like the ocean. At this point, it's really up to you guys how big and how fluffy you want the look to be. I personally like it as big and as fluffy as possible. Also, I really like the middle parting if I'm going for more of a 70s thing, but if I want to be a bit 80s and a bit, you know, retro, then I just flip it over to the side like this. Little side parting flip, and then I wear it that way as well. So that is my super easy chopstick style curly head look. As you can see, you only need the one product and a brush and some setting spray or hairspray. If you've got any questions for me, leave them down in the comment sections below and I'll get back to you. So if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. The subscribe button is just below, and I'll see you really soon back in the vlog. Bye for now.